As we all continue to cope with COVID-19 restrictions, we learn how a local business is keeping up with the times and staying alive. Also, we take to the rink as the Ed Burns Arena is open for some seasonal skating. All that and more on this week's newscast.
From McLennan Park to Spy Pond, from Poets Corner to the Mystic River, we have Arlington covered. We're your neighbors, a friend you can turn to. This is ACMi News.
Hello, Arlington, and welcome to ACMi News. I'm Kristen Bullier. The holiday season is looking a little different for families this year, and 2020 has been challenging for many. On that note, we are saddened to report on the loss of Arlington native Marwan Gabor, an Army officer who was killed in a helicopter accident in Egypt last week. Maxima reports on the community's response to this tragedy.
Arlington bids farewell to a hometown soldier who tragically lost his life in a helicopter crash this month. We spoke to loved ones who described Marwan Gabor as a kind, caring, and compassionate person. If there's one thing he's particularly known for, is putting others before himself.
We loved each other. He always had my back. And to me, he was, just someone who I could look up to, and he led by example. Someone who would just, a perfect example of what being an amazing friend was, what being an amazing person was, what being, selfless was, and that's something that, I'll always remember.
That's exactly how many describe Chief Warrant Officer Gabor, selfless, as he died in the line of duty while serving a bigger cause than himself, the nation. On November 12th, Gabor and 4 other Americans were killed in a helicopter crash in the Sinai Peninsula while on a peacekeeping mission with a multinational force. The crash is still under investigation. Back here in the United States, many people paid tribute to the lives lost, with the acting Secretary of Defense saying, "I extend the department's condolences to the families, friends, and teammates of these service members," and the town of Arlington saying, "Our community has lost a hero." And tragically, we now have a Gold Star family. Arlington stands by its commitment to provide support for the family. We hope you can join us safely and respectfully in recognizing Marwan's service to our nation and the sacrifices endured by his family. Marwan is an Arlington native, and while attending Arlington High School, he received a prestigious award for his outstanding sportsmanship. The Arlington soccer team says in 2010, Marwan was a recipient of ASC's prestigious Sam Oliver Memorial Scholarship, which the club awards each spring to graduating seniors with reputations for good sportsmanship and who have continued to play, coach, or referee for ASC during their high school years. Consistent with the scholarship's mission of civic duty, Marwan exemplified all of the qualities of a player you would want on your team, on and off the field. From Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to Hanscom Field, and then through Lexington and down Mass Ave here in Arlington, Marwan was saluted by residents, firefighters, and even public works officials lining the road. He was later laid to rest in Cedar Knolls Cemetery in East Taunton. Marwan leaves behind his brother, his 2 sisters, and his parents.
I plan on carrying his legacy by just helping as many people as I can. He, like I said, he was such a selfless person, and I felt like he was that guy that everyone needed. And that's how I plan on continuing his legacy, just making sure I can impact as many people as I can throughout my journey and remember him along the way.
When I asked Mohamed what advice he would take with him from his brother, he said to do what you love. He saw his brother's passion for flying with the Air Force and vows that in the future, he will find what he loves to do and encourages his sisters to follow their passion as well. For ACMi News, I'm Maxima.
ACMi is currently preparing a longer tribute to Marwan Gabor, which you will soon find airing on our channels and on our website at acmi.tv. With people working remotely more now, today, than ever, I spoke to one Arlington resident who is bridging the gap of communication, bringing businesses face-to-face interactions from home.
Sophie Morris puts it up. And Sofia Sala, goal!
You may have heard him providing commentary for local soccer games. But that's not all Arlington's Yusuf Salah is known for.
So it happened that for that robot...
Teleportation. It's always been something thought to be of the future, but it actually already exists with Ava Robotics.
Our vision is that robots will be part of everyday life in the workplace doing many different things.
At a time where people are making less physical face-to-face interactions, Ava Robotics has stepped in with this teleportation bot to help fill that gap.
Our company is about intelligent mobile robots that will do many different things. Telepresence happened to be just one. So we actually put a UV disinfection robot that deployed at the Greater Boston Food Bank and be able to disinfect the main area where people end up coming in and out and where the food gets prepared for the next day.
The thought of new technology entering a workplace can be intimidating, but the Telebot was quick to get the hang of.
I don't know if you can show me from far away, but I was wondering if you could show me the charging stations for the teleportation robots. If you could show me from here, that would be great.
Excellent. Sure. No problem at all. Actually, the charging station is outside for this robot. I'm happy to show you. Why don't you follow me? All right? We'll go outside and you can follow me. Come on over.
And just like that, as a first-time user, I was already a pro, following behind Yusuf in the office, virtually.
Typically, a robot has its own home, and the robot, when it's done, like when you're done with your session here and you say bye, the robot will go back and dock itself.
It doesn't stop at telepresence. There's a lot more to come and gaps to fill from the Ava Robotics team. In the meantime, I hope this video sheds light on a new wave that's upon us.
Awesome.
As robots are nothing to shy away from. Reporting for ACMi News, I'm Kristen Bollier. Since the coronavirus struck, local business owners have had to be flexible and resilient. After 23 years in business, Maxima Gift Center was not about to let the pandemic slow things down. Here's senior news producer Animo Osmani with how the community-centered gift shop is getting creative.
Since 1997, the Maxima Gift Center on the Capitol Theater block in East Arlington has been offering a variety of contemporary handmade gifts. Cards, books, accessories, you name it. All crafted by local residents. In its 23rd year of business, Maxima won't let no pandemic stop them from providing gifts to Arlingtonians.
My name is Brian, and my wife and I, Yelena, have had this store in Arlington for the last 23 years. We're on the Capitol Theater block.
Hi!
All smiles for Brian Phillips and Yelena Bovich, co-owners of the Maxima Gift Center, despite their rough patch in business due to the pandemic. The gift center might have had to close its doors on March 17th, but more doors opened up, giving them a glimmering ray of hope that they can get through this pandemic.
We closed our doors at noon on March 17th. We were closed for the following 3 months, but that afternoon we received our first web order. So we did have to change our business plans immediately to refocus and revamp our website.
Small businesses often have to turn on a dime, especially at times like this, and Maxima did just that. The lost foot traffic from the shutdown turned instead to the website, increasing online traffic and sales substantially, according to the business owners.
Our website was not very busy prior to March. Not even a single sale we had until March. So in March, we started receiving more traffic on our website, and we wanted to dedicate more time during the summer to rebuild, add more inventory.
When the store reopened in late June, people came back, bringing the smiles and people energy Brian and Yelena thirsted for, and following COVID-19 safety protocols, of course. Maxima is a community-oriented gift center, and so a symbiotic relationship between the business and the community was forged. Maxima Gift Center teamed up with Arlington East, contributing gift packages for children that went out with the food orders from the food bank.
This was really helpful. The customer and the community really, came through.
Customers can buy gift packages online, and Maxima will wrap them up and deliver them. If you buy a certain number, Maxima will supply complimentary packages to go with your order. All packages will be shipped out at the same time right before Christmas.
That's probably something that we are the most proud of. So the two programs that we implemented were with Arlington Eats, helping the kids of the families that are in program, and now that we have been asked by Council of Aging to fulfill their elderly seniors wish lists.
The Council on Aging reached out to Maxima very recently, about a week ago, to be a part of another community-based program.
So we are part of that, and what we can offer is things that you would like to give to a senior, whether it's a pair of socks or a scarf or a bar of soap or some hand cream. These are things that they can use during the winter.
Just as with Arlington Eats, customers can either purchase items in person at the store or browse a website to look for objects to donate. At the online checkout, there is an option to leave a message saying that those items are to be donated to the Arlington Council on Aging. Donations for Arlington Eats and the Council on Aging have a deadline to ensure that donations are sent to those in need on time for the upcoming holidays. For more information, you can check out their website at maximacenter.com or check out their social media channels at Maxima Gift Center. You can also reach them by calling them, messaging them on social media, or stop by and walk right in. For ACMi News, I'm Animo Osmani.
This year's 10th International Film Festival was successful and virtual. With the great turnout, senior news producer Animo Osmani spoke with the executive director April Rank about the highlights from this year's festival.
So the film festival went really well. We don't have the stats yet, but we do know that we had people from across the country and in Canada watching. So we certainly have expanded the viewership.
Ms. Rank said the event went very smoothly, despite it being the first time they held the festival online. April says this moment was her favorite.
Well, I loved it when we were getting emails and texts from people that had purchased passes telling us what they loved about the festival. And we had overwhelming response for Anton, the Ukrainian film that was an historical drama of what happened after the Bolsheviks took control.
I also spoke with the winner of this year's Voices of Our Youth program and winner of the Best of Festival 2020, Arlington resident LJ Shen Filerman.
Unexpected and a bit unreal. I was not expecting that at all. This is the first festival that I had ever entered a film into, so I was definitely not expecting that. And I'm really happy. I don't make films for awards, but to have one, obviously, and to have a film like that seen in that way it's really cool.
LJ shot and produced his short film Sanctuary on his own with some help from family members. He's no stranger to working alone. He's been making films since he was little.
I wrote a quick outline because it was just for me, which is also something that comes with making a film on your own, is that depending on what it is, there's not always an entire perfect script. I mean, it's just me that's going to be reading it. So if a bullet point is enough to see what I want to do in a scene, then I'll just write out bullet points. And so Sanctuary didn't technically have a written out script. It was mostly just different pieces of text that would remind me of a piece of dialogue or something I wanted to get done in a scene.
Sanctuary is about a young man's criminal history catching up to him. I asked LJ about how he came up with the idea of producing such a suspenseful film.
I wanted the feeling of that, like, oh my gosh type moment, which happens when the camera is zooming out. There's that low rumble in the score, and then it stops when the person's like, oh my God, you were there the whole time, you're helping me, but maybe you're bad, I don't know. So it was kind of revolving around that moment. And the first scene that I ever tried shooting was that phone call scene, really. So I wanted it to be surrounded around some sort of oh no realization. was what the film was centered around, and kind of the story of the criminal past was just kind of built around that moment.
And the beat goes on for LJ. He's working on yet another film, just for fun. We're excited to see what he has in store for the audience in the future. For ACMi News, I'm Anim Osmani.
Thank you, Anim. And because of the uncertainty surrounding the pandemic, AIFF has already come to the conclusion that next year's festival will be virtual as well. In other news, as the prospect of ice outside looms larger, reporter In Young Kim takes us to the ice inside at the Ed Burns Arena and Ice Skating Rink. They have reopened and are giving skaters a place to go this holiday season.
Are you looking for some exciting winter recreation? The Ed Burns Arena and Rink reopens on November 7th after a mandatory statewide closing of all ice rinks.
Due to COVID-19 safety guidelines, public skating is limited to a maximum of 25 people per session at the rink. Each session lasts for 45 minutes, so visitors are encouraged to check the schedule and get advanced tickets since the operating hours are different each day. Tickets are also sold at the door until 15 minutes prior to each session. The admission fee for adults is $6 and for children and seniors it is $4. All skaters and visitors require to wear masks and keep 6 feet of social distance. Prior to entering, visitors will take daily health screening.
I think because of this pandemic, we can't really skate as free as we used to. And this is the only rink that offers public skating near my house, so I think this is the best choice. We can't skate together, we have to wear masks, but I'm happy that we can still meet friends and almost do the normal stuff we used to do. Visit Ed Burns Arena and Rink with your family and friends to enjoy this piece of winter wonderland. A little safe ice skating will uplift your soul. For ACMi News, I'm In Young Kim.
Thanks, In Young. I'll keep that in mind as something to do around town this winter. News Director James Milan recently spoke with Library Director Andrea Nicolai to catch up on the latest news there.
We really wanted to find a way to deliver an approximation of the browsing experience and get more like bulk materials out the door to families and individuals for that matter. So we were really focused almost right away on a way to do that. And we came up with a system called grab bags. And so now you can go on the library's website and fill out a simple form indicating your preferences, and you can get a bag that's ready to go for you of materials that are going to be of interest to you or your family. And that program has been extraordinarily popular. We're seeing families just, they get their grab bag, they take everything out of it, they take a picture of what they got, they post it on their social media. People are just excited that we're able to put that stuff together. And in fact, that is one of the programs that we've gotten feedback. It's been so positive that people have said, we want this to continue after you fully reopen the library. We want this service to continue. So we're already talking about that internally as a staff, how we can support that going forward. But of course, in addition to grab bags, which was a great success right away, we've been able to open up 300 square feet of our lobby. It's offered a lot of freedom in terms of people being able to come and pick up their items as they have time to do so. I mean, previously, you would get your notice that a reserved material was ready or that your grab bag was ready, and you had to make an appointment on a specific day and a specific hour. And now with drop-in checkout, our lobby space is open and you can come in anytime during our drop-in checkout hours, which are posted on the website, and pick up your reserved materials or your grab bag. So that's been a huge plus for families' convenience. Just people's lives are crazy right now. We want to do everything we can to make using the library easy and just convenient. It's good for our staff as well. We've missed interacting with patrons, and it's been a hugely positive shift for us in terms of just lifting our spirits to be able to have people back in the building again. And Although the reading room has been pretty much transformed into a workspace now for our staff and a fulfillment center for that matter, it just changes everything to have people back in the facility. So that's been great. We have plexiglass set up. We have the high grade filters in the building as well. So air filters. And so we're feeling like the space is, it has a lot of healthy circulation in every sense of that word. Air circulation and material circulation.
To watch the full interview, just go to our website at acmi.tv. As fall sports and fall itself draw to a close, let's check in with the Ponderscope team to get the high school scoop.
Welcome to the Ponderscope, your Arlington High School news, updates, and more. On Friday, November 20th at 7 p.m., the Performing Arts Department will be holding its first virtual concert of the school year, called Music for Healing. The concert will feature individual performances from members of the school orchestra, band, chorus, and music tech. To watch the broadcast and support the talented student musicians in our community, you can tune into the stream on the Arlington Education Channel or ACMi's YouTube page. A recording of the show will also be available at acmi.tv/ponder-remote. The National Honor Society is running this year's Performing Arts Food Drive. They are specifically collecting non-perishable food items, toiletries, and monetary donations. The drive will be conducted from Thursday, November 19th through Monday, December 21st. All proceeds will benefit the Arlington and Chelsea food pantries to fight food insecurity. If you are interested in contributing, please contact nhsarlington@gmail.com for donation drop-off and pickup information. This year's Wellness Day will be held during Advisory and X Block on Wednesday, December 2nd. The event's goal will be to promote self-care and awareness of how to combat mental health struggles. Activity options range from participating in a scavenger hunt, doing virtual yoga, attending a concert by the AHS Orchestra, and much more. Additionally, students interested in helping to plan the event can email AHS social worker Andrea Rozzi at arozzi@arlington.k12.ma.us. And before we wrap up this week's Ponderscope, I would like to acknowledge the death of 2011 AHS graduate Marwan Gabor, who tragically passed away in a military helicopter crash last week. Marwan was a strong member of the AHS community as a student, athlete, and ACMi crew member. And on behalf of the Ponderscope team, we would like to offer our deepest condolences to his family, friends, and all those who were impacted by this loss. I'm Sagar Stogi, and this has been the Ponderscope. On behalf of our team, we wish you a happy and safe Thanksgiving next week. We'll see you in December.
Thanksgiving is upon us, and with most of us staying home for the occasion, Sydney's Media Moment has prepared a list of Thanksgiving movies to savor.
Hello Arlington, my name is Sydney Britt, and I welcome you to Sydney's Media Moment. Now, it's November, which means the most delicious holiday of all is coming up. Thanksgiving! Most of my family lives in either California or Australia, so I never traveled to see my family during Thanksgiving, but I know a lot of people are feeling down this season because they can't travel to see their loved ones this holiday. So, with this being a very unique situation, I want to recommend some Thanksgiving movies that you can enjoy with your family at home. Now, I'm going to give you a wide array of movies for all sorts of families this year, and I'm going to start with a more sophisticated option. I'm recommending the 1992 drama film Scent of a Woman. Now, this film has a very interesting background. It's a remake of Dina Risi's 1974 film Profumo di Donna, which was adapted from Giovanni Arpino's 1969 novel Darkness and Honey. This film won Al Pacino the Academy Award for Best Leading Actor, as well as nominations for Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Film adapted from material that's already been produced or published. It's a heartwarming movie following the prep student Charlie, who, in need of money for traveling home for Christmas, takes on the job to look after the crotchety blind Lieutenant Frank Slade over Thanksgiving. It depicts the seemingly possible bond the two develop as they help each other through their respective issues. It's a great drama to watch this Thanksgiving, and you can find it on Peacock. Next, I'm going to switch it up a bit and recommend the iconic 1993 buddy comedy film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This movie, starring SNL alum Steve Martin and the late great comedy legend John Candy, follows the stuffy marketing executive Neil Page and the well-meaning but sort of annoying shower curtain ring salesman Del Griffin as the unlikely duo make a 3-day journey across America in order to get to Neil's home in time for Thanksgiving. It's a beloved comedy film written, directed, and produced by John Hughes, who was praised for moving away from teen comedies. It's rated R, so it's a great movie for your more adult family members. You can rent it on Amazon Video. And finally, I want to offer up an iconic movie for the whole family to enjoy, no matter the age. I want to recommend A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. This 30-minute TV special, which originally aired on CBS in 1973, is a staple in any kid's childhood. It depicts the Peanuts as they prepare for their own little Thanksgiving and tell the story of the first Thanksgiving. The special is, of course, a simplified version of the story, but it's a good place to start if your kid is learning about the first Thanksgiving. It's nostalgic, charming, and overall just a joy to watch. Apple TV bought the rights to all the Peanuts specials, so you can find it there, but because of a deal Apple made with PBS, it will be premiering on PBS November 22nd, so be sure to catch it there. I'm also quickly going to recommend Addams Family Values because I love the Addams Family, and the movie mentions Thanksgiving a few times. So if you're in more of a ghoulish mood, check that out on Amazon Video. And that is it for this Sydney's Media Moment. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay safe, healthy, and enjoy some movies.
That's all for now. We would like to thank you for tuning in to this week's newscast. We enjoy keeping you updated, and remember, you can find other great content online at acmi.tv and with all of our socials at ACMi News. Until next week, I'm Kristen Bullier.
You can always check out our latest segments and newscasts on the web at acmi.tv/news. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ACMi News. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You'll find us at youtube.com/ACMi News. If you have any news tips for us or wish to become a citizen journalist, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at news@acmi.tv or stop by ACMI Studio A at 85 Park Avenue.